diagram kat belakang. Okay, diagram A, original alignment. This MRT tunnel lah. Original alignment, you boleh nampak tunnel portal tu entrance into tunnel. Dia bukit, dia cut satu lubang, masuk buat tunnel portal. So kalau you lihat tunnel punya alignment berada di bawah sebuah rumah yang agak besar nampaknya dari plan lah. Okay, this is the original alignment. Kontrak kerja sudah pun ditawarkan, kerja sudah pun bermula. Okay, it has started. But sometime last month, awal bulan lalu, alignment sudah pun diubah. Okay, you can see from diagram B, alignment diubah di mana tunnel tidak lagi melalui bawah rumah VIP, rumah banglo yang besar di bukit tu. Rumah ni berada di Jalan Damansara di tepi Jalan Duta. Okay, this is the road to Sri Perdana before. Okay, there's a house there. Of
we used to stay there, no?
Of at Damansara, Jalan Damansara of Jalan Duta. Okay, the alignment has been changed. The entrance into the tunnel have been shifted. So a variation order has been given to shift the construction of the tunnel such that the tunnel no longer pass through the house, the big house atop the hill. Okay, question: why was the realignment done? Kenapa kerajaan memerlukan alignment tunnel ni dipindah? Adakah ianya supaya rumah yang besar ni yang dikatakan dalam plan ni sebagai VIP house, okay, tidak perlu diambil alih? Is it shifted so that they no longer have to acquire the house which is above the tunnel? Because based on SPAT's argument, okay, for two other projects in Chinatown, Jalan Sultan, and in Bukit Bintang, okay, any property above the tunnel, they must acquire. Okay, even though we have already stated upfront under the National Land Acquisition Act, okay, the government has the right to acquire just the underground, tak perlu acquire what is above. Okay, but the government insists they must acquire the top part of the land. Okay, question: in this case, in the previous case also in Jalan Sultan and Bukit Bintang, SPAT to date has refused to move the alignment. Dia kata tak boleh ubah lagi. This has been finalized. Cannot change anymore. Okay, unfortunately that's the best route. We do not want to change the alignment anymore. But clearly from this case, when it affects a VIP house, alignment can be changed. So why the double standards? Why the hypocrisy in approaching this issue? Okay, SPAT must explain. And if alignment can indeed be shifted even after work has started, then definitely for Jalan Sultan, especially the heritage sites, as well as for Bukit Bintang, the alignment may be shifted if the government is still adamant that they want to acquire both the surface and the underground property.
I think whatever is being highlighted by Tony Hua, you just have to contrast it and basically come to a conclusion that SPAT is open to political intervention. And until today, they have postponed releasing the master plan for the entire public transportation for Kuala Lumpur, despite promising to do so by September this year. Now, I think this is quite serious because of this, Pakatan Rakyat in its latest Belanjawan 2012 have recommended that SPAT be absorbed into the Ministry of Transportation. Obviously, they are there, they're not doing much except bending to the political will of powers that be. You're talking about a house, you know, in Jalan Damansara, one house. You know, we talk about other areas which are affected in Taman Tun, in Bukit Bandaraya, Lembah Pantai. How about them? Are their rights not as important to those closely connected to people as SPAT or even government, the government of the day? Because of this, it's important for SPAT to explain why the delay and why this MRT realignment is proceeding without a blueprint, a master plan, which it itself has promised by September, but has postponed and delayed the process. So we have to really highlight this, and I don't think we can let the MRT continue as is, because we're not even touching into the cost. Now SPED's job is also to monitor, to ensure if indeed the contractor appointed exceeds or fails to meet a particular deadline, they will be forced to compensate the government of the day. I don't think any compensation will take place except out or from the government coffers.
Okay, I think why the government is double standard doing this MRT station in Jalan Bukit originally. Now they want to locate in the Bukit Bintang station. It's very unfair for acquiring. Here is 68 owner, the shop. It's very expensive, the landmark of the Bukit Bintang. They should have an open space, the car park in this Bukit Bintang West, Jalan Buju. There is an old cinema, Cathay Cinema, and Eminent. There should be the big space, no building. They should originally put the station there. So no need to acquire the land, the building in Bukit Bintang Center. There is a McDonald's, the 24 hours service in the Jalan Bukit Bintang. Secondly is the Jalan Sultan. Jalan Sultan is here. They should using the Jalan Tanjung Nok. Previous is a railway line. It's much bigger land road. They should going to Jalan Tanjung Nok to.
This is the Jalan Damansara.
No need to acquire any. So the 100 years heritage building will not be demolished. If you go into Jalan Sultan and Jalan Sultan,
I didn't
think 34 shop. 100 years history heritage is a warisan akan diroboh. They will be demolished. I think it's very unfair for the government to acquire the land misusing the Land Acquisition Act 1960. As Tony said, they're using the National Land Code under the National Land Code 92A to G. They can acquire the land below the ground, 100 feet below the ground. I urge the government to do a social impact assessment. Why the government didn't do the social economic impact assessment? They will affect a lot of business, this Jalan Sultan and Jalan Bukit Bintang. Because the tourists will shy away if the project is stuck in these two areas. Tourists will not come to Kuala Lumpur at least 3 to 5 years because they're doing the project in the huge, in the center of Bukit Bintang and Jalan Sultan. The tourists will shy away. They will go to Singapore and Bangkok. I think the government should have a social and economic impact assessment, a report to declare and then publish and let the public know.
Now, members of the media, I would like to say, please do your homework, find out who is the current owner of this house. Because if I'm not mistaken, we were forced to vacate on the 2nd of September 1998. So at that time, I know who was the owner. Again, the Deputy Prime Minister at that time stayed there. But if indeed the same owner still holds ownership of the particular house, so you know it's a direct link to who is friends with UMNO and who are friends in the VN component party. So please find out. No. I can't assume, see, because all I remember is up till 2nd of September we were kicked out from the house. So I don't have any data as of the owner of today. The current owner. So I think it's only fair for you to find out yourself. Thank you.